Hello, hi. Day two, and I am pooped. I am so tired in a really, really good way. I'm on the Harold Chin Cabaret stage. I'm going to take you on a mini tour. So this is the audience. Very much, you see, very much. I did not know. The lights are so bright. This is the stage. My favorite feature is the little, very much doors, very much windows. Hello, what's going on? Are they locked? Hello. We'll just go. I hear people talking. We'll just go back. Yeah. So, today was great. It was a very physical day. We did a lot of movement. We focused on nonverbal work, so a lot of object work, a lot of like group mind, a lot of collaboration and support. We created better match. We created like different things with our bodies. So we'd have a team of five, two teams of five, and he'd be like, okay, everyone make shark. And then, one person would come out and be a fin, and one person would come out and be a dorsal fin, and another person would be the jaws. And, then he'd be like, okay, and now attack. And they'd go all around the stage, like swimming as a shark together, or attacking something. We were a Viking ship at one point, a cave, all kinds of stuff. And it taught many things, but it also taught the importance of chivalry in improv. If someone comes up and they're like, obviously the side of a house, then someone needs to come and support that idea and be the other side of the house, even if they had the cool idea where like, oh, I want to be a chimney. And I was like, no, fuck that. He says 90% of improv is sacrifice, which is so cool. It's like, it's not about steamrolling your idea on top of a product that is already being made, where your idea isn't applicable anymore. So that was a really cool lesson. And I felt that in a few scenes. I was like, I think I'm forcing it here when I really could have just been a stalactite, and that would have been way simpler, than being a dead person on a boulder in a cave. Very much no. But it's so safe and so loving in those classrooms that even when like I talked about that, we always we're like, okay, now how did that feel? How did that feel to you? And it's like, well, I felt like I was kind of being a butthole. And he was like, no, you weren't being, but like, good on you for, admitting you felt that way. So that was cool, like being able to talk about it. We learned my biggest takeaway was from this day would be to pace myself. I very much like action, very much like things to happen, very much. Just in my life in general. I mean, if you know me, I'm fast-paced sometimes. I'm a weird dichotomy. Other times I can be slow as goddamn molasses, but anyway. Right. So especially on stage, we have this tendency to be like, oh, we're taking up too much time. Like, we don't want to hog the the lights. We don't want to hog the stage real estate, right? So we kind of hurry through things, and we forget that the audience wants to see us do those things. Say if we're making a drink for someone, and it's like, no, you could have take your time, baby girl, take your time. And that was great when someone gives you permission to do And someone gives you permission to do that, like, no, you are engaging, like, keep engaging us. And then going along with that, it's also, you want to figure out when, feel out when is the time to shift over and pass the ball. We played this great game, Dance Flock, I call it. I don't know. The 4 people on stage in like a diamond, and was our very first warm-up game today. And the person in the front, he starts music, and they're dancing, and they're dancing, and and then she turns to the left, and then the person over there would start being the leader, and we mime, the 4 people mime what the leader's doing, and you take turns being the leader, and by the end of it, we got everyone on stage doing it, and it looked so, I imagine it looked so cool. It felt so cool. Yeah. The final game we played was kind of like, emotional. Like, we haven't been using many words, so today, it was all about getting comfortable in our bodies and getting comfortable using the space and owning the space and owning our imagination. So this last game we played, it was 2-person scenes, and he had us, like, he would have a song, and we had to build a relationship without using words, inspired by the song. And my song was Moonlight Sonata, which is like, I don't care if it's cliche, it's one of my favorite classical pieces ever. Thank you, Beethoven. And so Moonlight Sonata was playing, and my partner was Nick, and Nick is great. Nick's from Germany. He has a really cool perspective on improv and everything. It was amazing. Like, the connection we had just by looking at each other, and it went from, this joyous scene where I feel like I was his mom and I was giving him a gift and I gave him a big hug, and then we were playing with the ball, which it turned out I gave him, and I was playing with the ball, and then the ball broke and we were really sad. I almost started crying at one point, because it's like I handed him this ball and it was like, this is our, oh my God, I'm about to cry now, but this was my, like, peace offering to you. This was like, your happiness means everything to me, and it broke, and, like, please still love me. And he, very much pink nose, very much tear, and it was just so beautiful. Like, I took a lot of time, as I walked away from him, he was, like, giving me angry eyes, so I walk away from him, and I'm just kind of like, and instead of, like, gesturing him over, like, come on, like, come over here, I just adjusted my posturing a few times, and that was a choice that I made because of Adel's, our instructor's instructions. Take your time, own your space, breathe in the moment, and instead of being like, all right, nothing is happening right now, I realized, a lot of things are happening right now. There is a shitload of dramatic tension that we just built. Like, I'm over here almost in tears, and my son's over there, like, contemplating whether he loves his mom anymore, and I'm obviously wanting him to come over to me. And so I, like, adjusted my posture, like, like a few times, where I was just like, oh, come on. And he did come over, and it was very nice, very much nice. And there was changing to a different topic. Oh, I'm at 9 minutes. Oh, fuck it. I don't care. I'm too excited. So, changing to a different topic. There were times when I felt that, you're always told in improv to make bold choices, to make strong, bold choices. So I do, but I'm inherently bold, So, I just very much. So sometimes I become hyper aware of my inclination to lead a scene. And that was something that Dee talked about at Second City when I did the Second City intensive a couple months ago. She was like, you're really, you're fearless. You just jump out there and do shit. But why don't you see what it's like, letting someone else take the lead in a scene? See how that feels. And ever since then, I've been really doing that to the point where I think I'm like doing it too much, trying to find that balance. But there were moments in the morning class today that I felt like I was being a hog, that I was being an attention hog. And it's really easy, for me and for humans to go into shame spirals after that and to be like, oh God, it's just awful. Everyone, even though no one fucking was thinking that, right? And I didn't. And this was more of like a mindfulness than a improv thing, but I was just kind of like accepting those emotions rather than being like, no, Sarah, that's not true. Like, everyone loves you. You're fine, blah, blah, blah. I just kind of sat in those feelings and I said, I feel too much right now. I feel like I am too much right now and I feel weird. And by accepting those feelings, I was able to not even let them go, but just neutralize them. Why are some feelings bad and other feelings good? They're just feelings that you have. Feelings aren't facts. And so I acknowledged them, neutralized them, and then we moved on, and my day didn't become about that, which is great. So shout out meditation. That shit works. Yeah, I feel awesome. I'm exhausted. Today was so physical. I'm so tired. I'm going straight home. I'm going very much sleep. So, moral of the story, you are loved, you are appreciated, and the Texas Chainsaw Massacre can't happen if you bring your teacups to kindergarten. Love you. Bye.